Hello, hello, hello to everyone out there. I'm Nickel Pixel and welcome back to yet another stream where I make games and stuff. Today, we're going to be doing a little bit different from what we've been doing previously. So our first stream, it was like an introduction. We did like the documentation, sort of showing, or deciding what the game was really going to be, what needs to be worked on, setting up all that stuff, like figuring out what we need to do. Second stream, we designed a prototype testing vehicle for our game, pretty much a car-shaped car, if you will. And today we're doing something a little different. So today my plan is to make a palette for the game. So essentially I wanted to the way I want to actually have the textures working game, I'm going to do like flat colors. So I'll have essentially one material for everything, and I have one texture that's just a bunch of colors. So I can use I can change how the models are to more or less change what color each face is based on where the UV stuff, fancy things to basically say, hey, I have this thing, here are my color options, make this face that color, make this face that color, make this face that color, etc. We're making the color thing. And so yeah, let's just hop right in. Also, I noticed I now have some music in the background. I decided it was a little quiet when it's just me talking, because I don't talk that much. So okay, so to make it easier, instead of doing something like, you know, Photoshop or Krita to design the palette, I'm going to use this lovely website called Pixilart. It's free to use. You can make Pixilart. It's spelt with two I's instead of an E. It's fine. But basically, what that lets me do is I can just make each color be a certain number of pixels and super even, almost like boxes. Because the size won't really matter as long as the dimensions are follow the rule of 2. So basically, if you've ever played that game 2048, you can follow the rule of 2. It's literally like 2, 4, 8, 16, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to start just by making a blank canvas. It's 128 by 128, which should give us plenty of room to put colors on, just based on how I want to do things from here. So let's just hit new drawing. Okay, I don't think that drawing was important anyways. They usually aren't. Okay, so basically, go ad-free. My ad blocker's blocking the ads, so it doesn't matter. But anyways, so I think my Google dark mode thing has made the background darker, because I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be light gray. That is a lot harder to look at. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I have to decide how many colors I want. So if it's 128 by 128, actually there's one thing I just thought of like not that long ago. So because if it only let me have essentially only flat colors and that's it, I came up with a genius idea. And that is, well, I can separate it into 2 sets of those colors. And I can have, because of the way that you can do things in Unity, you can make one be like flat and one be like metallic. I just have a separate like metallic texture that just says, hey, all of these bits, yeah, they're gonna be like metal. All of these bits, yeah, they're not gonna be metal. Which is pretty easy. But yeah, so essentially what I need to do is, well, I pretty much have to cut this in half, but not really. I'm going to, this is going to look really bad, but I'm going to essentially make little boxes. So I decided that if I'm cutting it in half, I want to have boxes that are even. So they're going to be also rule of 2. So at first I was thinking, no, 8 by 8 boxes, that's perfect. Except that makes like 256 boxes, and even in half, that's 128 colors. That's too many. So I was like, okay, unsize higher. Let's do 16 by 16. That gives me 32 colors in both the metal and non-metal. So plenty of colors. not infinite number of colors, but plenty. So white is white now. So yeah, so I'm gonna make the whole background. I don't know why that's running white. I'm just gonna fill that as white. Okay, swap it. Oh, that's new. Huh. Go ahead and pencil tool this. I'm gonna cut these squares. So if I guess I could just do 50-50. I wish there was an easier way to. Yeah, whatever. Wait, hold on. So yeah. The X is updating really slowly. I want to go to 16, so that's the first square. So I want to go to 17 and mark. I'm on the hand tool still. Okay, where? There. Okay, so that is definitively there's a square there. It shouldn't be. Yeah, then we just do to straight down to Y. 16. That should be enough, probably. No. One lower. Ugh. Okay, so this is our 16 by 16 square. All the other squares are going to be slightly smaller, but that's fine. So we're going to have one color here, and it's going to be just that space. Then here and across will be a different color, and then so on and so forth. So essentially I just want to move, so that's at 17, right? I want this to be at 33, right? Right. I don't need to, oh, not X, Z. Let's go ahead and find the X of 33. Boom. I should be using a line tool. Way easier. Yeah, so much easier. Okay, then 33 plus 16 is 49. Oh, I was right on. Bam. Okay, then we're gonna go to 50, 65. And up. And then that would be 81. Is that correct? Yeah, because 80 is half. 5 times 16. I got this. Okay, there's our 81, so 97. It's too far. Bam. From there we go to 113. And just across. Oop. Bam. Okay. Now we have one row. I need to do that another like 15 times. No, another seven times, because it's an 8 by 8 space. So 1, 2, 3, 8. Yeah, 8 by 8 space. We'll get there. Am I able to do like patterns? No? Okay, well, what I can do is just make a straight line all the way down. It's all the way down. Cool. And all the way down. Yeah, this is going to be super chill, not super... Nothing super crazy going to be going on. It's just going to be lines. Make a nice little grid. Okay, so now that's at 17, and it goes 33 in the Y. Three 49. Oh, it's really close. Okay, and then 65. Perfect. Then 81. Then it's what? 97. And then 113. Perfect. Okay, so now what we have is a grid, which we'll have to fill in now. So essentially, this one's 16 by 16, right? So this is the only proper square. So each of these other ones, so like this one, will take up like this line and the rest of it. Same thing for all of them like below it, and then everything to the right of here will be using this line and the rest. And the same thing below it. So essentially, I gotta pick colors now. So this is a common palette. Simple default, cool. I can pick just red. What is red? Common. Just straight up red. Is there? Hold on. There's a way to pick just straight up red, right? Red. Zero blue. I'm not 100% about all that stuff, but it's red. And it's just red. Which is just FF and a bunch of zeros. Select color. So now we have red. And we can red. Cool. So this 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are gonna be our main sets of colors. So I'll probably do like a color similar to red here, like a darker red there. Probably. Just do like yeah, like that there. And what's the line? So L, yeah. Then we do that. You know, fill in the actual full square. So I got 2 reds, probably enough red to be honest. Then we want to get one that is, how do I make it fully? We're gonna want like a blue. Give me a blue, so I can just do that and then make it 0 green. Cool. Select color. Bucket. Bucket. It's B for bucket. So we'll do a blue next to the red. Does that make sense? Maybe. Probably not, but you know, I associate them together, so should be fine. Then we're gonna want like a dark blue. Boom. Okay, there we go. 4 colors out of 32. It's gonna be a lot of colors. Then we're gonna want something like, let's go over here. Let's do a full green. Let me see if I can. Make these 0. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's just separate values next to each other, and so it's confusing. I thought they were all connected, but it's not. So now we have full green. Select that color. We're gonna bucket fill it here. There's a line tool to also include that bit. Then we're going to make it a slightly darker green. Cool. 6 colors down. Oh, I guess I could. I forgot that I'm gonna have to. For it's also gonna be here. Is it V for that? Yeah. Okay, so you're probably wondering, why am I doing 2 the same? Well, this will be non-metallic and this will be metallic. Yeah. See, I saw it coming. So essentially, what I'm going to do later is we're going to have a separate image where literally this will be black and this will be a shade of gray, closer to white probably. So essentially what I can do then is slap both of them into the material, and then it tells it, okay, if it's on these colors, you're gonna make it shiny. If it's on these colors, it's not shiny. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to make anything shiny. Or I'd have to make all the things that are shiny a separate material, and that's really bad on the engine. Instead, I do smart things. Yay. Or somewhat smart. Anyways. I'm just doing it preemptively because I would have to do it later anyways. So, like, yeah, that's pretty much just why I'm doing it. Bam. Okay, but nope. That one. Now bucket. Now line tool, and then. Didn't mess it up. Cool. We've got this one. Bucket. Line tool. Grab this one, bucket line. Cool. Now we have 6 colors. Actually, have 6 colors. I need like a yellow. What was I doing? Right, colors. Yellow, that's red. Wait, yellow is red and green? I thought yellow was green and blue. Well, if I go all the way yellow, it should be 255 piece. Hey, what's up, man? I mean, so today we're doing palette stuff because palettes. Yeah. Pretty important. Pretty much just picking what colors we can use further on. But yeah. Set the step away for like however long I was away for. Probably like 20 minutes. But yeah, so pretty much just slapping colors down. I'll eventually you're wondering why I'm out of breath, because tires are heavy. Shocker, I know. So basically just gonna slap a bunch of colors in. Yeah, they are I'm not exactly the biggest guy around, and it's not great. But so basically, you might be wondering, why is there a top and a bottom? So essentially the way I'm going to be able to do it, the top colors will be all flat colors, and the bottom colors I'll be able to make them like metallic or shiny later on when I decide sort of either how much metallic I want them to be, or how much shiny I want them to be, and also when I put it in engine. So essentially I'll have two images, one that's colors and one that's like black and white, or gray more likely, which essentially I can just then plug into certain spots, which allows me to say, hey, this part's flat, this part's not. It's I literally came up with it this morning. I was like thinking, I kind of want to do that. How many colors should I do? Yeah, I could do that, and if I do it like that, and it's like, oh, well, what if I wanted to do metallic? Okay, well then I have to do this thing. It happens at random, coming up with, you know, ideas that make sense. And yeah, so that's where we're at. I'm just sort of making multiple colors of, but yeah, so I'm doing like lines of like different colors. I'll probably do different shades of red, different shades of blue, different shades of green, different shades of yellow. I'll probably do like browns, and then pink and purple. Yeah, like brown, pink, purple, then probably like a black, or like, yeah, black, no, white, and like two different shades of gray and then a black. Probably gonna be this far row here, but that's all things I just came up with out of nowhere, so maybe I want other things. I don't know, maybe. Right, so next I want like a brown, which is technically like orange. Yeah, it's sort of crazy when you figure out what like, for example, with RGBs, yellow is red plus green, because that makes sense. And then brown is technically a shade of yellow, which is also weird. Yeah, pretty much. It's not great. And half the time, like, I'll be using I have to use like 5 different ad blockers, because the first one will decide that the skip ad button is an ad, and it will remove the skip ad button. And I'm like, okay, I'll turn it off, turn it back on again. Hope it doesn't kill my queue on YouTube. Oh, that's pretty funny. Oh, the days of min-maxing. Oh, they patched it, man. I missed my days of min-maxing. I remember. Fun times, yep. They don't make them like they used to. I never want to go back, but, you know, it was still a good time. Okay, now we gotta do something like pink. Hot pink. That's too purple. Oh yeah, purple will be red and blue, so it's gonna be slightly more red than blue. Oh, that's magenta, I guess. That's one other thing I like to bring up, is that that's where they used to do it. That's why the barber poles are red and white. White for barbering. And in fact, I know that the house they used to do this research in was like a block away from my high school, which is actually kind of cool. And they had like a fire, like an eternal flame burning there, pretty much, which was pretty cool. Like a nicer, proper magenta, or is that? There's the other one, which is it's not magenta. I can't remember. Right line fill. I forgot to do the other ones for the things. Whoops. But yeah, like I think for me, I am like the black sheep across like the entirety of my family. Like not a lot of people do the stuff that I do in like my extended family, which is wild because there's a big variety of things that people do, from like how many transistors do you have? 100. Yeah. Like, forget like killing a Victorian child with brain rot. You could definitely like give early computer designers a heart attack by after they make like one of the earliest computers. It could do like, you know, like 5 maybe an operation a second, and then we have us where we can do like billions of operations every second. Yeah, our generation is gonna be. I think we're gonna see some of the most No, we're not gonna see some of the most interesting advances in technology. We're gonna see some wild advances in technology in our lifetime. But at the same time, also probably potentially both. Hopefully not, obviously, but yeah, it's like it's really that we're gonna see a lot of really cool stuff, but at the same time, we're already at a point where the cool stuff is causing issues with our like the current generation, which is. It's not that great. The saying, they don't make them like they used to, also applies to people now, which is, yeah, not a great reality, I suppose. I think, like, I feel like we've hit, like, that bell curve of, like, lifespan, where we've gone from, don't live very long to, oh, suddenly we live very long to, suddenly we're going to live a lot less long because we've invented things too well. Yeah, something like that. Purple. That's a purple. Ooh, that's a very nice purple. Perfect. Oh, I could say so many strange things about global warming, where clearly it's not getting warmer if all the cold places are getting colder. But no. It's mostly that I think like the weather is just going to continue to just get less predictable and more like we're going to see some very wild stuff before we can figure out ways to like fix it. And I mean, it's not like it's not like a lot of people are really trying to fix it, but oh well. Yeah. I mean, they've already become... Well, actually, I guess they really haven't. So people think, like, oh, temperatures are always, like, so cold nowadays, or, like, so warm nowadays. So you look at, like, the past, where they used to have, like... Well, I mean, I guess maybe we still have the same stuff. Or, like, slightly more of them. It's just that our infrastructure is better, because they used to have, like, blizzards, and people would just be, like, dying on the cold, because it was like, oh, all of a sudden... just snow 3 feet high, or like 5 feet high drifts of snow out of nowhere. Well, one of these is going to be white. Probably this one. And then just a minute over to black. That's actually black, right? Yeah. And then we can bucket fill this. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why you would know that, I feel like. It's very, yeah, it's definitely, it's very different, like, looking at things through the eyes of a child. I definitely know that much. Like, for example, when I was younger, I learned how dying beyond this point. Or was it, there was that, like, one type of shampoo where they had, like, a thing on it where it was, like, tear-free or, like, no tearing. No tears? But people were reading it as no tears. So when they were getting in their eyes, and it was causing them to, like, cry because it irritated their eyes, they wanted to try and sue the company. And they're like, it said no tears! Do not give the monkeys Red Bull. Yeah, don't feed the animals. Right, what other colors do I need now? Orange, probably. It can be red and yellow, right? Red and half green, right. Sidetracking is real. You know what? Yes. Sidetracking is real. And I'm down for it 99.9% of the time. Because it's just way more fun to be sidetracked. Like, sure, it's fun to get to the destination, but the journey is way more fun if you get sidetracked a bunch. Like, why not do all the side quests? The one thing I need to do is not get bored. And I'm pretty good at it. Then I gotta also do that. But yeah, it's like, it's goofy. Some people these days don't realize how some people these days don't realize how easy they potentially have it until suddenly they don't. I think that's how I feel anyways, because I know, like, my previous job, technically, if you count that I was working for the same company like 4 different times, I had it super great, and then suddenly I got transferred to some other place and it sucked. So I learned real quick, wow, my position is very much so not solid. I could very easily lose this job at any moment in time. Huh. I think burn orange, probably burn red. Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. Maybe a little more, now a little less red. Oh no, I had it. I mean, yeah. But I think it's pretty common for people to create their own problems and then blame other people. Because, yep, that makes sense. That's a nice color. Maybe a little bit darker. Yeah. Well, that's the French for you. Is at least modern French, anyways. This isn't what I wanted. So, yeah. People making up their mind don't really go together. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Let me get this blue. Okay, it's coming together. It's coming together. It's coming up Millhouse. Or something like that, anyways. Over here, we can get ourselves a little more yellow. We'll get ourselves the ugliest chartreuse possible. And yes, that is in fact the name of this color. Actually, that's a pretty nice color. Also, it's really not that different from the other green. I'm gonna make it a little more yellow. Yeah, there we go. Now it's different. Different enough to justify including it separate from the other one, I suppose. Probably. And I should probably do like a... Oh, I should get like a mint green, yeah. Beautiful. Yikes, that is... Oh. That's... I'm assuming that's American dollars because obviously we're standardizing it. That's bad. I make more than that, I'll say that much. And I don't have a full-time job. That's, although to be fair, in some places things aren't really as expensive as there are in other places. So, like, $4,000 to someone in America isn't going to be the same as $4,000 to someone in somewhere like, I don't know, Brazil. Yeah, do I want it here? Yeah, probably, but yeah, we'll do that for right now. Yeah. Yeah, so basically we're just making a palette, or somewhat, for things. Please. I swear I'm not a robot. Please. Yeah, it's or no, I can't. I know I thought about something at one point in time. You can also brute force the captcha. I can't remember the last time I actually had to do one where it's like, I'm not a robot. I hit the check mark and it just automatically completes it for me. What was it doing? Right. It's like an orange, but like a proper, like lighter orange. Bit more. Yeah. That should be good. Yeah. Yeah, the only purpose of it is install Chrome is true, except the only bad thing about Chrome is it uses way too much RAM. I don't think it's a hot take. I'm pretty sure it just is super inefficient, which is why you can install stuff to make it less bad, I'm pretty sure. Or worse. Either way. We're gonna change this to like... That's not orange enough. I feel like that. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I sometimes I don't have to do anything and all of a sudden all of my screens will go black and then turn back on. But that's because of many adapters that are probably at least one display adapter that is a little sketchy because it's like the TV that's hooked up to my PC. It's hooked up. No, actually, no. The TV is a straight HDMI. One of these monitors is hooked up as an HDMI to DisplayPort adapter. And I'm not sure which one it is. It's probably that one. Oh, that's not really pink. Not further. Let's try that. Yeah, it's better. So I'll make like a lavenderish color. I don't want it to be too close to the purple when I do a purple next to it. But yeah, it's I want to get like a real hot pink. Yeah. Yeah, hot pink. I also think, well, to be fair, last year Bellator was on the list for like Game of the Year, which I still think is insane. Then again, they also had an Elden Ring DLC on the list, which didn't make any sense either. Oh well, I suppose. They do that more than a successful AAA studio ever should, really, to be honest. Wait, that was EA, right? I think they still own the rights to making Star Wars games right now. Oh, what the heck. Yeah, we can do that. Sure, good enough. It's like if Al Pacino, I want to see an edit of that now. Someone like Al Pacino, shoving Al Pacino as the mask, or putting him in the mask like what is it, like Bully Maguiring Al Pacino into the mask. That would be so funny. What a guy. This is definitely organized, totally. I need to copy frame. Cool. Now watch this. Take this one and bucket. Perfect. Then I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to bucket this entire area. Perfect-ish. Right, file. Export. Not a GIF. Not sprite sheet. Frames all. Oh, I didn't mean to. Oh, wait, no, that says a PNG. Okay, that should probably work. Perfect, it opened up over there. Isn't that convenient? Extract all. Sure. Don't know why it's over there. It just works. The one thing to have open this, it should be super tiny. Okay, we can close this now. Oh look, Unity! Who knew I would have it open this entire time? So I decided I'm using a 2022 version 2022.3.49. Final one, that's what F1 means. Not for racing. That's actually kind of genius. I think that'd be really interesting if someone's like, yes, I'm going to send all these chatting messages and see what it thinks I would say. Or not even have it send messages, just see what it thinks you would say in a moment. And watch how incredibly far off from what you would actually say it would be. But anyways, yeah, I have Unity set up to look like this. I'm definitely going to be in the way so often. But I'll probably move myself over here. Yeah, that is true. Anyways, I like doing it like this. Normally it's not like this, but now I can see like game view, scene view. I can see all the things I want, and it's in organized and normal, easy to see places. So now what I can do is I can drag these over here, like a heretic, and chronically online. I mean, I plan to be chronically online for the next more than a year. I was already chronically online, but now I'm chronically online more. I guess I'm gonna make a new folder just because of organization. Actually, I don't yet. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I'm doing this because I can. I would love to get paid to do it. I plan to, yes. That is part of the plan. If it doesn't work, oh well. But you know, we gotta start somewhere. What's this one gonna be? Materials. And inside of material, we're gonna shove these in there. Hold on. Alright, you're not selecting multiple. Go in there. Inside of here, we'll have maps. Plan the work, work the plan. This is the way. And this will be things. Rename you to Atlas. Plan to work. And then plan at work while you work on the plan. Ow. That hurts. I say things that are interesting and make sense. And are logical. And then it hurts my brain afterwards. I'm like, why does that make sense? Why was that the same words over and over again, but also makes sense? Yeah. Atlas, texture. And then this one will be the... No, hold on. This one will be metallic map. Atlas, metallic. And then I can go here, and I can make an Atlas material. Material. Atlas. And then in here, what I'm going to do is... I'm going to slap that one there. But I didn't do that. And then you're going to go to metallic map and slap that one there. So now if I look at this, half of this should be smooth and half of it should be not smooth. I think the top ones aren't, I can't tell. It all looks the same. Wait, is it because the alpha is the same? Oh. Oh, it's because I did it wrong. That's why. Right? No. Yeah. I think I did that right. Yeah. I think one side is shiny and one side isn't. Yeah, like this side isn't shiny. This side is shiny. This side not metallic. This side is metallic. But yeah, so success. We did the thing. We put the thing in the thing. And so now we, yeah. Next time we attach the thing to the other things, and I also make sure I do enough research to actually make drive go vroom vroom. Maybe we make vroom vroom go vroom vroom. Maybe. Anyways, thanks for stopping by. If you missed any streams and you want to get caught up, feel free to go to my YouTube. It's same as my Twitch. Also linked to my Twitch account, I think. Hit up the Discord if you haven't. Follow me on Blue Sky. That I say when I'm going live, and if I have any schedule changes, they'll be there too. I'm gonna fix Discord as well, hopefully tonight. But yeah, and if you're on YouTube, make sure to follow me on Twitch at right there. It'll be in the pinned comment because yeah. Also, I might put it in the description probably. Yeah, so thanks for coming by, and I will see you next time. Yeah, peace.